The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, scholarship doors open for PNG youth. IRC announces GST 0 rating for essential goods, and Goroka DDA backs district soccer. 3 Chinese nationals residing in Madang have been arrested and charged by Madang police for the assault of 45-year-old Josephine Kadiknam and her teenage daughter at Yahoo Supermarket on Friday, May 9th. Madang Provincial Police Commander Acting Superintendent Robert Baim confirmed that the manager for Yahoo Supermarket, the manager for Supreme Investment Cooperative Service, and 1 other Chinese national were each charged with 1 count of grievous bodily harm and 1 count of deprivation of liberty. He said the 3 were allowed a 12,000 kina police bail and will appear in court when their court documents are ready. PPC Baim mentioned that this now brings the total number of arrests to 6. 3 other suspects are Papua New Guineans. He stated that investigation continues into the incident and more arrests are expected to take place. It was a proud day for the graduating class of Marineville Catholic Secondary School, but what made it even more special was a message of opportunity from the acting Indian High Commissioner. Speaking to the young women at the ceremony, Sri Ravindra Nath not only congratulated them on their achievements, but also opened their eyes to life-changing educational prospects abroad.
Beautiful Thomas, we welcome you to Marineville.
In his message to the graduating class of Marineville Catholic Secondary School, the acting Indian High Commissioner Sri Ravindra Nath not only praised the students for their dedication and values, but also extended a golden opportunity for further education in India.
Today marks the culmination of years of hard work, perseverance and growth. Each of you has faced challenges and embraced opportunities, and today we recognize your achievements and the bright future ahead.
He highlighted shared values between India and Papua New Guinea and encouraged students to pursue higher education through fully funded opportunities.
The students here mentioned about empathy, responsibility, adding value. So we at our Indian High Commission, I represent India High Commission of India here. So we care these things also. It's like, we have a scholarship program for ICCR. ICCR is actually Indian Council for Cultural Research scholarship. So this is for the students who have completed their grade 12, means they can pursue their studies for bachelor's degree in any field like engineering, commerce, humanities, etc.
Though this year's intake has passed, Sri Nath encouraged Marineville graduates and their families to consider the ICCR and ITEP scholarship programs, which also include capacity building training for professionals like teachers and librarians.
Scholarships totally free. You just have to pack the bags and go there and study. So all the tuition fees, living, airfare, everything will be provided to the students.
With such international support and leadership investment, the future looks bright for PNG's next generation of change makers. especially those ready to dream big and take that leap. Bubayong Lutheran Secondary School, Grace Memorial Secondary School, and Dregahafen Secondary School in Morbe Province have been calling for the dismissal of their respective principals. School fighting has constantly been disrupting classes at Bumayong and Dregahafen, where countless students and members of the community have been injured since the beginning of the 2025 academic year. Both schools have come under the spotlight in previous years for the constant fights that have led to very low academic performances every year. On the other hand, while Warriors' only secondary school, Grace Memorial, have petitioned for the removal of its principal due to mismanagement, negligence, and abuse of school assets. Currently, a teacher and her children are living in the student dormitory due to no accommodation. Students and staff claim that the principal has repeatedly refused to hold dialogue with them. The Morbe Provincial Education Board have indicated they will visit each school and assess the situation this week. Governor General Grand Chief Sir Bob DDA received the annual reports for years 2022 and 2023 produced by the Public Services Commission. The reports outline significant developments and progress in PSC's roles and functions and digital transformation initiatives aimed at enhancing operational efficiency.
The chairman of the Public Services Commission, Apeo Sione, today officially presented the Commission's annual reports for the years 2022 and 2023 to the Governor-General, Grand Chief Sir Bob DDA, at a formal ceremony held at Government House. The Commission states that the presentation of the reports reflects the Commission's continued commitment to transparency, accountability, and good governance in the oversight and administration of the public service. Re-emphasizing the critical role of the Public Services Commission in upholding merit-based appointments, Chairman Sione stated ethical standards and professional development within the public sector. He noted that the reports provide a comprehensive overview of the Commission's operations, key decisions, achievements, and challenges over the past 2 years. The reports outline significant developments and progress in PSC's roles, functions, and digital transformation initiatives aimed at enhancing operational efficiency. Meantime, the annual reports will go before Parliament through the Office of the Governor-General in accordance with statutory requirements, and copies will be disseminated through the Commission's website and office to ensure accessibility and public engagement. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
The 4th Media Education Seminar 2025 took place on May 17th at the Caritas Business College Hall in Port Moresby, gathering students from 13 Catholic schools, a parish group, and Radio Maria Youth to enhance their media literacy and understanding of Catholic social teachings. The program began with reflections on global social issues and media freedom in Papua New Guinea, led by Father Ambrose Pereira, SDB. Students explored topics such as fake news, misinformation, and the impact of artificial intelligence on digital content, guided by media facilitator Cheryl Isoaimo. Caritas PNG's Charlotte Vara presented 9 core themes of Catholic social teachings, urging youth to uphold values like human dignity, solidarity, and stewardship in their online engagement. Participants then applied their learning by producing 30-second video clips on these themes, which were later screened and discussed. The day ended with a prayer and acknowledgements to facilitators and host schools. This is TV1 News. Among stories after the break, Simbu grows health workforce, and more stories after the break.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but me did it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
There's no courage without fear. And no victory without sacrifice. Through all the chaos and bedlam, there's a bond that binds each state together. It's called mateship, the embodiment of loyalty, friendship, and solidarity. Mateship drives these men to rise above the combat. When the body is broken and lungs are screaming, back out there, Hunt dashing upfield, Hunt through, Hunt goes all the way inside, goes up, Queensland defending at one end and scoring at the other.
It's a new season with new beginnings and new hope, all for the same dream. It all starts now. The NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go!
Welcome back. Kina Bank collaborated with Rise on I Build My Pathway Careers and Entrepreneurship Workshop on recently to teach young girls entrepreneurial skills and offer them valuable opportunities to learn and serve. As part of its sponsorship, Kina Bank presented a business loan with no interest to schoolgirls from Tokara Secondary School in the National Capital District. Envelopes containing cash were given to 5 groups of girls to start their own business projects. The RISE program is a youth empowerment initiative aimed at fostering personal growth, education, and employment opportunities through structured mentoring. The program aligns with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly focusing on quality education and gender equality. Member for Sumkar Alexander Suguman, Om solidified his stance on going rural by being inclusive in development agendas. The first and second quarter DDA meeting was held at TVWAN Primary School in remote TVWAN village last Friday, where he outlined this and other programs during the budget breakup.
I like the program.
For the first time, the Sumkar DDA meeting was held in the district. TVWAN Primary School was host to the recent DDA meeting on Friday, May the 16th, 2025. Local MP Alexander Suguman Omes said hosting meetings in villages in the district enables the DDA, including himself, to have a better view of the development state in and out of reach regions as well. The highlight of this meeting was the breakup of the 1 million kina budget under the District Services Improvement Program, or DSIP, and the 1.5 million kina from last year's rollover of the Public Investment Program funds. The budget projection for the DSIP funds sees education getting the largest slice of the pie. This amount includes the 500,000 kina outstanding payment for all the tertiary student scholarship. Health, economy, law and order, and infrastructure are each allocated 100,000 kina each. MP Suguman said the initial requested DSIP amount was 3 million kina.
DDA Blue, DDA Board, District Procurement Committee, Mipla making fair representation. Full Sumkar must have inside. So time Mipla conducting a meeting or work government business blow you, Mipla must look him newspaper blow man Sumgilba staff or Mary Sumgilba staff, na Mipla must ting him you. This blow meeting and Mipla come long hold him blow here. Slip caravan him you so that you got this blow opportunity long. Look him na harem na, you understand him. How member blow you, na how DDA board blow you, how administration blow you, people are running business blow you, government blow you of the day. When them sample project or commitment or budget, he come also when them how much money blow this blow budget, people broke him go around long this blow meeting, at least you look him na you got some sabe. You understand him. Na no something must hide.
TVWAN villagers were grateful for the opportunity to witness such a high-level meeting hosted in the village, a first of its kind to them. It provided an insight into how decisions are made and how the district authority distributed its finances among the sectors. Chairman of TVWAN Primary School Board of Management, Robin Alit, thanked the Sumkar DDA chairman and his delegation for choosing to come to TVWAN village.
Because this is the best in a kind of the DDA kind local place push yourself. This is a come up, people have shown. Mr. Smelling son, also place na means looking blind. Now I look at me tasting people have them, taste them. Because this is something how much I remember people would come on time, 1925, first independence come now. Look at DDA come on China ground. Now first time Masala in a boost, na rat, na bad boost, only experiencing. This is like DDA you Alex Suguman come. So making people respect you.
TVWAN itself was privileged to have been captured in infrastructure projects under the PIP program. Funding goes to the school, the local Lutheran Church, 8 Post, Suburam Lutheran Church, and Suburam 8 Post. Amongst other issues discussed during the meeting were developments at Kinim on Karkar Island, including the district headquarters, the glass administration building refurbishment, water supply district barge called MV Scorpio, wharf rehabilitation, Gaubin Solar Power Project, and the district's 5-year development plan. Jasmine Rajak, TVWAN News.
Officers from the Livestock Development Corporation and the Department of Agriculture traveled to Leh, Morbe Province to host the consultative review on the proposed national livestock policy. Following a successful consultative forum in Goroka last week, for the Highlands region, the government's livestock specialists on policy matters arrived in Leh yesterday for today's meet at the Leh International Hotel. The LDC says the overall objective of the national livestock policy is to develop a competitive and more efficient livestock industry that contributes to the improvement and well-being of various livestock chain actors. The draft policy covers 5 pillars: 1, livestock species and products; 2, livestock production upstream; 3. Consolidation or aggregation midstream and processing downstream. 4. Industry services. And 5. Cross-cutting cross-sectoral issues and policies. The Internal Revenue Commission, PNG, has just announced a GST zero rating for several essential goods. This announcement is part of the government's response to the ongoing cost of living pressures. These goods will be zero rated for goods and services tax effective on the 1st of June 2025.
This announcement is part of the government's response to ongoing cost of living pressures. It was indicated that the government's intention is to provide direct relief to consumers, and all registered suppliers, retailers and traders are legally required to adjust their pricing to reflect the zero rating of GST on the list of goods. Suppliers, retailers and traders were warned that failure to do pass the tax relief will be treated as non-compliance with tax laws. These may also include financial penalties, recovery of amounts wrongly collected, suspension or cancellation of GST registration, and prosecution for tax offences. This means no GST shall be charged on the sales of items for the following items: all types of baby diapers, tinned fish, vegetable oils, biscuits, wheat flour, chicken, instant noodles, coffee, tinned meat, rice, sanitary pads, and tampons, soap, and tea. This compliance enforcement will be conducted by the IRC in partnership with the Independent Consumer and Competition Commission and PNG Customs Service. These agencies will monitor pricing behavior, investigate complaints, and take appropriate enforcement actions. The zero rating of essential goods will be effective till the 30th of June 2026.
And now let's take a look at the market report today. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2443 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2368 US, $0.3642 Australian dollars, $0.2029 euro, and 34.96 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and crude oil closed higher. Gold, copra, and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. one ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever.
Yes!
From small dreams to big possibilities. One Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Ruiz hit it well! Dumfries in there now, Tara Martinez! Hit it magnificently! Paris Saint-Germain won! And Inter ahead again in this side! Are into the final of the Champions League!
Amazing Port Moresby presents the highlights of the Asian and the Pacific story, celebrating 50 years of unity, culture and progress. Be part of a spectacular showcase of colors and culture as we honor the spirit of diversity that has shaped our nation. The highlights of the Asian and the Pacific story. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. on TVWAN.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. As the World Health Assembly convenes this week in Geneva, Taiwan is renewing its appeal to be included in the Global Health Forum, calling out the World Health Organization for allowing politics to override public health. Taiwan shares the WHO's core belief that access to the highest attainable standard of health is a fundamental human right. The WHO and its decision-making body, the WHA, continue to exclude Taiwan from participation. This exclusion denies the world access to Taiwan's significant expertise and experience in the medical field. Taiwan's healthcare capabilities are well recognized by its allies, with whom it shares training, resources, and medical technology. As a global tech and healthcare leader, Taiwan believes it can play a vital role in building a healthier international community. Taiwan continues to call for an end to its exclusion and urges the international community to prioritize global health cooperation over political interests. People who've worked in regional communities across Australia will often tell you it's some of the most rewarding work they'll ever do. However, it's becoming increasingly difficult to recruit essential workers.
It's a special day in Junjunjara.
3 cheers for Miss Rhonda. Hip hip! Hooray!
Most of the people who live here have gathered at the school to say goodbye to Principal Rhonda Thorncroft.
To Miss Rhonda for your soft hair.
It's been a lot. You put your heart and soul into something for 4 years, and these kids get into you, and community get into your heart.
Junjunjara is one of Australia's most remote desert communities.
Last year, flooding cut off road access completely for months, and even today it takes 10 hours on this gravel road to reach the nearest town.
On the other side of the community, Kwabena Ansar has just started as the manager of the Spinifex Health Service. It's a stark contrast from his upbringing in Sydney.
The remoteness here is quite extreme.
Regional areas are struggling to attract workers nationwide, but in remote areas, staff shortages are even more acute.
Remember, we are competing in a very tight market when it comes to health service professionals. We need to do more health promotion. What we have is the challenge of having limited staff to do that. We're currently in a response era.
It's a similar strain felt at the school.
It's 24/7 job. It's not a Monday to Friday, so we're quite isolated, which some teachers have not handled.
But the isolation doesn't bother everyone.
It's a calm place.
really calm.
Michael Stevens has been at the clinic for a decade. He's been working on building trust with the community where English isn't the first language for many people.
Some old people, they can't listen to English, so it's good to help the nurses.
Tickle gum.
Dentist Roxanne Galagos and Dr. Colin Endine have been visiting the community several times a year since 2010.
The most rewarding and important thing is that continuity of care. So I think everyone's appreciated that we come year after year.
You can make a difference, even if it's small, and that's just by being here.
Dedicating time to a hobby has helped Quabina cope with being so far away from home.
I have started baking, and that's good. Donna Hay, I'm a big fan of Donna Hay.
It's just an experience that you'll never get anywhere else. This is my third remote position, and I've loved every single one of them.
While northern New South Wales deals with another extreme wet weather event, the south of the state is going through a prolonged drought. Farmers are selling off record numbers of livestock as they try to adapt to the big dry.
Empty dams and bare paddocks. The ongoing drought in southern New South Wales is beginning to take its toll.
I haven't seen it this dry in the 25 years that we've nearly had this property.
The Riverina is drought declared, with no pasture growth or feed for stock.
We've had to sell a lot of sheep that we normally wouldn't have at this stage of the game as such, as well as we're hand feeding every day now.
Crop farmers are now sowing their winter crop into dry ground.
There's no hope of this seed germinating until it gets some rain on it.
Mara, north of Wagga Wagga, hasn't had rain for several months.
Sometimes we've started the sowing and it's been a bit dry, but not the whole way through.
Farmers are also avoiding more expensive crops.
We're trying to choose crops that will give us a shorter growing season and a bit cheaper to grow with the most potential, really.
The state's southern drought is in stark contrast to those further north.
As soon as you go north of, say, somewhere like Parkes and Dubbo, the season is quite wet.
Farmers are being warned to be proactive.
Maybe things around trimming up the cropping program or changing varieties early.
Record numbers of cattle have been sold at the Wagga sale yards, most of them heading to greener pastures in the north of the state.
People are offloading, that it's not even considering to keep and to feed on.
Despite tough times, the health of livestock hasn't dropped.
People have gotten very good over the years at learning how to feed and how to feed properly and knowing what to supplement. And so the farmers are doing a pretty good job.
A job that's putting their resilience to the test.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has had a private audience with Pope Leo XIV in Vatican City. Mr. Albanese joined world leaders and dignitaries at Pope Leo's inaugural Mass at St. Peter's Square over the weekend.
Well, the Prime Minister is now departing Rome, back to Canberra. He left on a high note, securing a private audience with Pope Leo XIV, the first Prime Minister in some 16 years to receive that honour. The two men talked about conflicts around the world, in particular the conflicts that we're seeing in places like Gaza, like Myanmar and Ukraine. The Pope raised all three of those conflicts in his homily on Sunday when he talked about the need to bring peace to an increasingly troubled world. The Prime Minister also extended an invitation to the Pope to attend the International Eucharistic Congress, which will occur in Sydney in 2028, drawing tens of thousands of Catholic pilgrims around the world to Australia. The government's been lobbying the Pope quite hard to attend in the hope that it will deliver a real boost to the event and bring joy to the hearts of thousands of Catholics around Australia. The Prime Minister also gifted an Indigenous artwork to the Pope, one that he hopes will resonate with the Pope's interest in Australia. The Prime Minister's now returning back home to Canberra, but on the way there'll be a lightning-quick stop-off in Singapore where he'll meet Lawrence Wong, Singapore's re-elected Prime Minister, before returning back to the political fray in Canberra.
A former Deputy Prime Minister of the Cook Islands and prominent lawyer Norman George argues that self-government has failed and urges New Zealand to take control of education, policing and healthcare in the Cook Islands. The Cook Islands is a self-governing state in free association with New Zealand. New Zealand has constitutional responsibilities in matters such as foreign affairs, disaster response and defense. The Cook Islands has been self-governing since August 1965. Cook Islanders are also New Zealand citizens and hold New Zealand passports. Responding to George's suggestions, New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon said any change or evolution of the arrangements between both governments is up for conversation, but it would need to come from the Cook Islands people. An increase in shark sightings along the South Australian coastline has prompted the state government to extend its aerial shark patrol into winter.
Patrols across South Australia's coastline will be extended until the 9th of June following an increase in shark sightings and a spell of unseasonably hot weather. The 2-week extension period makes it the longest-running shark season ever recorded in South Australia. This, of course, comes less than 1 week after a man in his 60s was attacked and bitten by a shark at Port Noarlunga, about 40 minutes south of Adelaide. Authorities have been monitoring the number of increased shark sightings across the state. Some of them have been seen swimming very close to the shoreline. There's also been several dead sharks which have washed up on beaches in previous weeks. This has caused some prominent marine biologists to question whether a toxic algal bloom, which is currently affecting parts of the coastline, including the Fleurieu and York Peninsulas, as well as Kangaroo Island, could be impacting the behaviour of marine life. We've heard from South Australian Environment Minister Susan Close, who says that the size of the bloom now expands thousands of square kilometres and has grown to the size of Kangaroo Island. Take a listen to the impacts that it's having on marine life.
It is driving the sharks away from where they might normally be, so they're trying to get away from it, but it's also poisoning them. It is an algal bloom that is toxic for fish, and so that might explain some of the different behaviour, and also they appear to be in some distress, and there's some talk of there being more aggressive.
Beachgoers first sounded the alarm about the algal bloom back in March when a thick white foam and dead marine life washed up on beaches along the Fleurieu Peninsula. Experts say they are waiting on the toxicology results from a dead shark which washed up on Henley Beach to be able to determine whether the algal bloom was its cause of death, but Minister Close says that is likely the case.
Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong will blitz 3 key Pacific Island nations in her first standalone trip after Labour's landslide re-election. The Foreign Minister will visit Vanuatu, Tonga and Fiji across 3 days in the region, visiting new Prime Ministers in Port Vila and Nuku'alofa, along with the region's centre of diplomacy. Senator Wong will be joined by Assistant Foreign Affairs Minister Matt Thistlethwaite in what will be his first official overseas trip. Near the top of Senator Wong's agenda will be COP31, the UN Climate Change Conference it is hoping to co-host with the region next year. Turkey is also contending for hosting rights of the 2026 talks. And that ends our news segment. Sports is next after the break. Stay tuned.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier, but you like him more.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing. Bum bum.
Boom! The One Talk jackpot is rolling over week on week. A life-changing 1 million kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at 321lotto.com.pg or any of your 321 authorized retailer. 321. Win big every day.
Cold Pal Lemon is tough on stains and gentle on clothes. Cold Pal Lemon has a great lemon fragrance which brightens your clothes and gives that extra freshness that lasts all day long. Cold Pal Lemon, tough on stains, gentle on clothes with extra freshness.
Hurry PNG and enter today to be considered for the 2025 Power Play PNG Awards. Brought to you by ExxonMobil and the PNG LNG project, these awards recognize exceptional Papua New Guineans making significant contributions in the LNG and decarbonization industries. Could you be Papua New Guinea's next great power player? There's only one way to know. Enter now to find out.
You sabi tu awesome condom and wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blong you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blong you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Celebrating 50 years of unity, culture and progress. Be part of a spectacular showcase of colors and culture as we honor the spirit of diversity that has shaped our nation. The highlights of the Asian and the Pacific story. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. on TVWAN.
Welcome back. Member for Goroka Aye Tambua committed 100,000 kina to Goroka Soccer Association at the National Sports Institute in Goroka over the weekend. The commitment is made in a bid to promote the sport in the district. He urged GSA executives to get a Goroka team ready to enter the PNG National Premier League.
A 100,000 kina commitment has been made to uplift soccer in Goroka district. The aim is to get a Goroka team ready to enter the PNG National Premier League with the District Development Authority as sponsor. According to local MP Aya Tambua, it is a show of fate that football can thrive in Goroka just like rugby league, rugby union and basketball. From the commitment, a cheque of 25,000 kina was handed over to the new president of the Goroka Soccer Association, Kaufman Alexander Mans, and Goroka Soccer Association executives. Tambua said the funding will be given in tranches of 25,000 kina, following acquittals from the initial funding to ensure transparency and accountability is upheld. Following the presentation, Tambua challenged the Goroka Soccer Association executives to enter a team in the National Premier League. Mr. Mans responded saying a strategic plan for the next 4 years has already been laid out and is concentrated on a holistic approach to development in soccer in the district. Meanwhile, 16 clubs have registered for the MSA 2025 season, including 6 clubs representing the University of Goroka and Goroka Technical College. FC NSI is the newest residential club to register for the 2025 season, while the rest are seasoned residential clubs within the district. The season will see matches played in divisions of under 10 and under 13. Masters will play futsal, while the under 16 and under 19 senior men's and women's division play the 11-a-side competition. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
The Madang Town Basketball Association received a whopping 50,000 kina sponsorship from Mineral Resources Madang, a subsidiary of the Mineral Resources Development Company, for the Ramu Niko landowners for the first time. Part of the funding went to purchase uniforms for all registered teams participating in the Madang Town basketball competition this year. On Sunday, May 18th, the courts were bedazzled with bright new uniforms. The balance of the funding is being set aside to refurbish the courts.
Registered teams participating in the Madang Town basketball competition were presented with brand new uniforms thanks to a 50,000 kina funding from Mineral Resources Madang, a subsidiary of the Mineral Resources Development Company for Ramu Niko landowners. Two of the company's board directors, Stephen Saud and Kuai Dub, had the privilege to presenting the uniforms to each team on Sunday, 18th May, during the games. The company is looking to continue in its support for the competition.
Now we are proud that bersama Samgi Plana, main contributor bersama saya am secretary of the department of mining and board chairman bersama Harry Kore. Very good. We hope to see you again next year. Thank you.
Mr. Leeds said basketball is picking up again in Madang. Registered teams have increased from 7 teams last year to 9 this year.
This year we were up to 9 clubs, and now we've got a great sponsor that's come in and supported us. Thank you, Mineral Resources Madang. We're thrilled with the support that we've got, and all the players are very excited. They've all got new uniforms now, and we're looking forward to an exciting season. Round 1 has come and gone, and we're heading into round 2 now.
Leeds said the positive impact of the sportsmanship on the community, and especially the participating youth, is motivating.
We feel it's community building, it's reassuring everyone that there are good things happening even though there are difficult times that we're having, and it's just adding good morale to the community. I firmly believe this is a positive impact to the community, especially for the young men. There's a lot of excitement and hype about our competition now, and I think it's going to lead to better things for our community and our youth.
The courts will also be refurbished in anticipation for the regional tournament taking place in a couple of months' time.
I think the competition is going to get better as we go along. The players are more excited to play, they're trying harder, they're training harder. It's working out really well for Madang, and we're leading up to the regional championships, which is happening in Madang on these courts, and hopefully Madang will represent extremely well.
In addition, PNG Pools has come forward with a 2,000 kina sponsorship for new uniforms for referees. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
Glamour Port Moresby AFL club Gordon's Kokofas has made a resounding return to the Port Moresby AFL competition, clinching the 2025 pre-season honours last weekend. After serving a 1-year suspension for bringing the game into disrepute during the 2023 POM AFL Grand Final, the club is back this season with a strong determination to prove itself, as evidenced by their impressive performance in the pre-season challenge.
Moneyplus Port Moresby AFL Association President Douglas Lai welcomed the Gordon's Kokofa back to the Port Moresby AFL competition, acknowledging the significant impact the club has had on the competition. He noted that Kokofas has been instrumental in grooming and producing some of the best AFL athletes both domestically and internationally. The President further announced that The official season will kick off this weekend, introducing 2 new clubs to the premier competition, Taikoni Hawks and Sky Roos, along with respective A, B and women's divisions. The addition brings the total number of men's clubs to 9. Returning men's clubs from last season include dual premiers Gerahu Magpies, Goroka Bombers, Concept Koboni, Lamana Dockers, Alavana Swans and West Eagles, alongside the returning Golden Kokofas, newcomers Taikoni Hawks and Sky Roos. Notably, Cats will not be participating this year. For the women's competition, the number of clubs has increased from 6 to 7 this season. Additionally, President Lai expressed satisfaction in announcing that POM AFL has reached an agreement with Tauranga Barracks to host some Saturday matches there. This initiative aligns with plans to revive the Tauranga DF Suns Club, further enhancing the competition's landscape. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on the Kokofas to see how they will perform in their comeback season and how the newly added clubs will fare in the competitive environment of Port Moresby AFL. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
May is a busy month for AFL PNG Talent Academy, with regional trials taking place across the country. Regional-based Talent Academy hubs have been hosting carnivals with events in Kavieng, Kokopo, Kimbe, Lae, Mount Hagen and Port Moresby, reaching just under 800 aspiring youth male and female players trialling for a place in the AFL PNG Talent Academy. A fine start for the youngsters who one day hope to represent the Binatangs and Kurakum's national youth teams. The regional carnivals would not be a success without the support of Pacific Oz Sports, High Performance Sport PNG and Paradise Foods. And that ends our sports segment. Now for the weather forecast. Southern regions, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential flooding. Port Moresby partly cloudy with afternoon then evening showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondetta partly cloudy with few showers. Kerma cloudy with some rain or rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential inland flooding over East and West Sepik. Lae cloudy periods with few showers. Madang cloudy periods with few rain showers. New Guinea Islands scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential flooding. Kavieng partly cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul partly cloudy with periods of rain or rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of heavy rain and potential of flooding. Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg cloudy periods with heavy showers or rain and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots reaching 25 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas smooth to slight with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Seas, seas smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samare Island. Seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi Island to Dampier Strait and waters of New Britain Island. Seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Samare Island to Cape Vogel and all Milimbe Islands. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen, and waters of New Island and Bougainville. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. A pleasant evening. Good night.
The
TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those